What is up, everybody? Welcome back or welcome to Bitch Bet Podcast. I am your host, April. I hope everybody had a great month. Yeah, my month has been pretty good. Me and my husband started our jobs at the beginning of this month, so we've been back in the working force and we've been just doing the things, and it's been nice, and it's been such a change of pace. Like, I was just talking to one of my good friends the other day. We finally met up and got to hang out, and I was like, it's weird showing up to work and not getting immediately irritated, because that was definitely something that happened at my last job. So it's nice to just kind of enjoy being at work, and the people that I work with are amazing. I enjoy each and every one of them. It's a super small team and just nice. It's nothing too crazy. It's just a nice job that, gets the bills paid. So we got that going for us. With me starting the new job, it's kind of, I don't know, it just made me kind of feel like the new kid in class, or like the new kid at school type of vibes. At work, most of the time in a lot of situations, you end up becoming friends with the people that you work with. And so it kind of got me thinking about the different friends that I've made at previous jobs, and also just friends that I made throughout my life and the friends that I currently have. And it just kind of really made me start thinking about friendships and stuff like that, because I've made a lot of friends over the years. Well, I don't want to say a lot, because we all know I don't like people very much, and it's not always the easiest for me to make friends, mainly because I just don't talk to people. And which is funny, because last night I had a dream. It was a really random dream. Super side tangent. I don't really remember my dreams. Like, I know that I have them, but for a majority of the time I don't remember having them. So I'd probably say a solid 99 or 98% of the time, I just go to sleep and then I wake up and it's like I blinked. But I just don't remember a lot of my dreams. And the ones that I do randomly remember are pretty weird and strange. And so this last night, I remembered part of my dream. It was still, it didn't make a whole lot of sense, and I didn't understand a lot of it. But me and my husband both woke up, and I was like, do you think that I flirt with people when I talk to them? And he goes, what? I said, do you think when we go out and I talk to people that I'm flirting with them? And he goes, what is prompting this? I was like, just the dream that I had. We were talking to these people, and you had mentioned something about, anytime we go out, that I'm always just constantly flirting with people in front of you. And he goes, no, I don't think that. Mainly because you don't really talk to people. And if you do talk to people, you're just being nice and you're not being flirty. And I was like, okay. Yeah, so even he knows I don't talk to people. I will go out of my way to not talk to people. And so obviously you have to talk to people in order to make friends. And I've had my fair share of friendships over the years. A lot of them I would say were good experiences, even if I'm no longer on speaking terms with some of them. There's been falling outs, and just, things ended up happening. Life happens and then we move on. But there's nothing wrong with that. But I have since made more friends over the years, and I almost want to say some of the really tight-knit, close friendships that I have currently are easily some of the best friends that I've ever had. And I enjoy our time together. I enjoy our conversations. I enjoy our connections. And it's just, I think there's two of my friends that I almost cannot go a day without talking to. I mean, I talk to one of them definitely every day. We went 2 days without talking one time, and I almost sent a search party. I was like, hello, proof of life? What is happening right now? And we both were like, we didn't talk for 2 days. I said, I know. I hated every second of it. Don't ever do that to me again. She goes, I also hated it. It was not okay. I've mentioned her on the podcast before. She's my girlfriend. And the reason I call her my girlfriend, not because we're in some kind of romantic relationship or anything, but if she would just grow a penis, like we've talked about, we can fix this problem. But the reason I call her my girlfriend is because her and my husband were actually really good friends. Before me and him got together, they actually ended up dating in high school. And then after the relationship ended, they both just decided, you know what, we're better as friends. And they've just been thick as thieves ever since. I knew about her. So when I finally met her, there was no jealousy or animosity or anything like that. But when I finally met her, me and her both at almost, I would guess, like the same time, just like got the like, okay, I get it kind of vibe with each other. Like she understood why he was with me and I understood why they were such good friends. And our friendship has just skyrocketed ever since then. We were each other's Valentine's dates one year, still hands down the best Valentine's date I've ever had. It was fabulous. The joke started happening about me, her, and my husband being a throuple because we were hanging out with his family and we were just like three like close-knit people. And at one point she was braiding my hair and we were just talking, and then we made like the big Valentine's Day plans. And one of my sisters-in-law ended up leaning over to my husband and was like, are you guys a throuple? And he goes, no, absolutely not. So then he comes over, tells us, and we're looking at each other. We're like, no. And I'm like, because I don't share and he don't share and you don't have what I'm looking for. And she goes, yeah, no, none of this romantically would ever work. But emotionally, mentally, and every other aspect of our relationship, it's like, that's my girlfriend. And so we joke, like, when I'm on the phone with her and my husband goes, who are you talking to? And I go, who do you think? He goes, our girlfriend. I go, exactly. So she calls him her boyfriend. It's, just our little inside joke, but no, like that's my girlfriend. Any man that ends up wooing her and marrying her and or maybe not marrying her, but just being with her, I'm going to just be like, she was my girlfriend first. So enjoy that. Yeah, I just fucking love her to pieces. And she's easily one of my favorite human beings on the planet. And like, no matter what gets us on the phone, whether it's because she's driving and she wants to talk to somebody, or I'm doing something, I just want to talk to somebody, or she's getting ready for work, or literally anything, whether it's serious or not, whenever we get on the phone, we can easily stay on the phone for like 6 hours. And I think we did that at one point. Like I went to a concert with her and I was hanging out in my bathroom while she was at the concert and we were just on the phone and I was having a great time. She was also having a great time. And I definitely think that our connection and our relationship is so rare, and I'm so lucky and thankful that I was able to find her in this lifetime. And the bitch, I'll keep finding you in every lifetime. So guaranteed. Same thing with my husband. I told him I'll find him in every lifetime. That's a threat. I also have another amazing friend that you all have met. It was Lady Eagle from episode 7, where we talked about her fabulous, fabulous art. And if you have not checked her out, please do. She is an amazing artist and she is so funny. She makes these amazing characters and this fabulous story and this in-depth story as well. And she's just such a good storyteller and amazing artist and amazing person. So yeah, if you like funny, lovable characters that love driving around in mechs, she is your girl. Go check her out. But she's become one of my also like very, very good friends. It's funny because I've never really had friendships where like girls call each other like their sisters. Like even with my childhood best friend, like we were friends for like 10 years and the closest family relationship we can come up with is cousins. So I was like, you don't feel like a sister. And she agreed and we just were like, no, we're cousins. with her, she was probably the first one where I was like, this feels like a sister. And it also just is kind of funny that we look similar and we look like we could be related. So that's always nice, an added bonus. But she just freaking lights up my whole day sometimes. And I get so giddy when me and her are talking, and we just have such a great time. And I miss our Discord chats, and I know you're busy, but I'd love to start those up again. Those would be fun. But I definitely have to clean out my desk, or clean off my desk for that one. I met her through my husband, because her husband and my husband were good friends and we're gaming buddies. And then we ended up just chatting and hanging out, and it was almost like a very instant connection. And last time they were over for a visit, we just had the best freaking time. And it sucks because some of my closest, bestest friends don't live in the same state as me. So we're just long distance besties. And I'm just like, I miss you. Like, anytime anybody asks me, like, if I had a superpower, what would it be? It's teleportation. And the answer is not even anything other than that. Because I would love nothing more than to think of a place in my mind that I want to be at and end up in that place. Like the movie Jumper, sign me up. I might have to, find a jumping point so that way I don't ruin my entire house. But I would love to just be able to picture a place and think it, and then boom, I'm there. Because I don't have to worry about buying a car. I don't have to worry about gas. I don't have to worry about paying insurance, because there is no insurance if you're not in any vehicle and you're just moving through space and time. I would save so much money, and I don't have to buy plane tickets no more. I don't have to do anything. And I could just pop in, hang out with my best friends, hang out with my family, hang out with people I want to hang out with, and be like, okay, cool, and I'm going to go back home. And then I'm back home, and it's fabulous, and it's great. I've also made some really good friends at my last job that I was at. I think that's the only benefit to that job, was meeting some of the amazing people that I had the pleasure of being stuck in hell with. So I feel like those are such underrated friendships. Like, even when I was working at In-N-Out, you really formed bonds with the people on your shift where it's the whole thing's going to shit. You're behind all this nonsense and you have no other choice but to keep going. And you got customers yelling at you, this is wrong, this needs to be changed, this is going to be added, or, we're waiting on this. And this whole fucking thing, and the line just never ends. And you're just like, cool. Okay, and you just go through it. I don't think enough is said about the bonds you form with coworkers when you're just going through some shit. Well, I think it's called trauma bonding, but I feel like there's a more lighter sense of a word. Like, because you go through it with those people. And I still have great friends that I made at In-N-Out, and one of them, again, is a long distance bestie. She lives in a completely different state. And I'm just like, I miss you. And I wish we could hang out more. She recently moved and is having to also navigate trying to make friends in a new state. So I'm like, I feel you. I've been there. I'm not entirely sure how to do it yet, but any tips that I find out along the way, I'll let you know. Yeah, with my last job, I think the only benefit and good side of me being there, and the only reason I guess I was there, was to meet the people that I've met and form the friendships and connections that I made at that job. Some of them were bullshit, and those were the ones that I happily played the delete game when I got home after being fired, because I love playing the delete game on my phone. And if you don't know what the delete game is, it's basically where you scroll through your contacts and you just delete people off out of your contact list. I do that on my phone book. I do that in any social media that I'm on. And if I follow anybody on those social media platforms. I'll just go through and I'll just delete. I go through my Instagram rather regularly, I would say, at least like 3 times a year, maybe give or take a time or two. But I'll definitely just sit there and go through who I'm following on Instagram, and I'll just start unfollowing people. I'm like, I don't talk to you enough. I don't really care. I'm not interested in this anymore, and I'll just like go through it. So yeah, when like big things happen, like me being fired, I definitely went home and played the delete game, because I'm like, there's no fucking reason for this shit to hold any space in my phone. I'm never gonna use it again. Bye. So, but there was, I want to say, more that made it past the delete game than I ended up deleting, which I think is nice. And I think it's a good thing, because I made some really great friends, again, being in the fucking trenches, but definitely different trenches and a lot less greasier trenches, that's for sure. I do not miss coming home smelling like onions, but I don't know what was worse, when I was smelling like onions or when I smelled like frosting, because before I was at In-N-Out, I was at a grocery store, and I was in the bakery. I was decorating cakes all the time, and so I would come home with like multicolored hands and fingers because of all the dyes and all the coloring that I was using. My dad used to say like I would smell sweet. Like I smelled almost too sweet sometimes from all the buttercream that I was surrounding myself with. And then I would just come home, take a long shower, and de-dye myself. And then I would take a nap, because I was working 4 a.m. shifts, and I'm not a morning person. I fucking hate waking up in the morning. I don't know how, or maybe it's not that I don't know how, but like when I wake up, I don't like drink coffee. I don't drink an energy drink. I don't really do like a pick-me-up, so to speak. Like my husband, he'll like either grab like a soda, or sometimes he'll have coffee, or sometimes he'll have, an energy drink. Like he always needs something to like help wake him up. I just wake up, because I'm like, I know I have to wake up. So I have to go wake up, go to work, make money, come home, and do it all over again. He's like, what gets you out of bed in the morning? And I go, what are you talking about? He goes, no, like, what makes you get out of bed? And I go, I have to work. That's what gets me up out of bed, is that I know I just have to go work, and then I go do it. And so he goes, like, spite alone gets you up? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like, I just know it has to be done, so I'm just going to go do it. I'm not going to be happy about it. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. But I'll still do it. And he just thought that was the funniest thing. Yeah, I fucking despise waking up early. To my core. And it didn't help that when I was at that job, I was still going to bed at like 11 o'clock midnight. So I was only getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And I don't do well on low sleep. Like my husband is sometimes terrified of waking me up if I haven't been sleeping all that long, because he knows I'm going to get really, really grumpy. Yeah, so even though the trenches were different and they weren't involving grease, that job still fucking sucked. Like I would say it sucked worse than In-N-Out on its worst day. Like even my most shittiest fucking everything that could go wrong, went wrong, horrible fucking shift at In-N-Out was still better than probably my best day at that last job, because fuck that place. Oh my God. I don't get stressed. I really don't. That place fucking stressed me out. And not every day, but it definitely pissed me off every day. That's for damn fucking sure. Yeah, I made some lasting friendships from going through that fucking hellhole. But I'm glad that I was able to meet the people that I met at that job. With starting this new job, it just kind of reminded me the importance of friendships and why we form connections with people, and why we, surround ourselves with the types of people that we do, because we don't always get to choose who we're related to, which is unfortunate, because there's definitely some fucking bad apples in that bunch that you just want to throw away, but you can. but they're always just still gonna pop up on your fucking ancestry tree. You're like, ugh, can we just smudge that out? You can't always pick those, but you can pick your friends and you can pick the people that you choose to spend your time with. Because even though you're related to somebody, doesn't mean you have to spend any time with them. Yeah, you know, sometimes there's the holidays and times where you're like, oh, okay, I gotta go see fucking Aunt Susan or whatever. But it's the everyday, it's the day to day. It's who do you want to talk to today or every day. And like I talk to my dad five times a week because I just like hearing how his day went. And it keeps me up to date with what he's got going on. And just like my girlfriend, I talk to that bitch every day. Every fucking day. Sometimes we don't even say anything. We're just sending numbers back to each other. And that's one of our things that we do. But I still know if she's seeing certain things and she still knows if I'm seeing certain things. So we still always have that constant connection to each other. Same thing with Lady Eagle, my sister. It may not be as frequent as my girlfriend, but if it's not every day, it's pretty much every other day. You know, the conversation just never stops. And I think that's such an important mindset, I guess, or just a way of doing things with friends where the conversation just never ends. Like, I don't think I've sent just a message that says, hey, to either of those two since the very beginning. And I can't even, with good confidence, say if I even said just hey to them at some point. I'm pretty sure it followed, like something else followed the hey or the hi or the hello. I'm not a hello person. I'm not a hello person. I don't know if it's just because it sounds like too formal. Like I almost feel like a robot when I say hello. I'm not a hello person. I'm like a hey, or sometimes a hi and what up, or like what's up. Those are mine. Those are my go-tos. What are yours? Let me know. Because now I'm curious. But yeah, I think it's just important that we always have ongoing conversations. And I think that's a great way to stay connected to people that you're not always able to just show up at their house and hang out with them for 3 hours or the whole day or fuck the whole weekend. But sometimes that is the next best thing. Having that line of communication open is important. And I don't know if it's just me, but there's definitely been people in my life where they're going through something and they feel like they're bothering someone else with their problems or just like with whatever. For me, when it comes to my friends, if I genuinely care about you, I'm like, bitch, bother me. Fucking bother me. Because to me, it's not a bother. It's you need somebody to lean on. Everybody needs that. There's not a single person alive that can go through life, any part of life, and not need somebody to just fucking lean on. Just, fuck today, you know, just to talk, whether it's to have advice, just to get it off your chest, just to, you know, have a sounding board to back off to. It doesn't matter why you need to talk or what you need to say. But if you need to get it out, get it out. And it's not a bother. You don't bother me. I enjoy talking to you. I don't care what the conversation is. It could be about what you had for dinner last week because it was this new thing that you tried and you're really fucking excited about it. I went on a whole tangent the other day to my girlfriend about this type of book that I just started reading. I've never read this type of book before, but I just stumbled upon it and then I was like, that's interesting. And what I stumbled upon was a type of romance called an Omegaverse. For those that don't know, like I didn't, it's basically a universe where there's alphas, betas, and omegas, and there's just more of like an instinctual type of intensity to where like they have like really strong sense of smells, and it just like leans more heavily into like the biology instinctual side of humans, because we are mammals. So yeah, it was this whole just different type of way of writing romances, and I was like, there's like packs, and you can have like, you know, bonds and stuff, and I was like, this is fucking interesting. And I ended up reading an Omegaverse series, and then I went back to just a regular romance. And while the second series was also great, afterwards I was like, I'm still kind of thinking about that Omegaverse series. So then I ended up hunting down another one, and I have been reading that recently, and it's still fucking good. And so I might just be in that train, on that train for a while. But or maybe I'll just keep flip-flopping. I think that's a good thing, because I think I found other books that, or at least another book that I'm like, I need to read this. So I'll keep you updated. But yeah, like I just went on that whole rant because I had been thinking about that for like weeks, and I was like, I need to talk to somebody about this. And I don't really know who to talk to. So I just dumped it on her, and I was like, this is what I'm thinking like right now. And she was like, that's really interesting, actually. And I was like, well, if you ever want to get into it, I got some recs lined up, so let me know. But it doesn't have to always be a big thing. And granted, call me. If it's a big thing, fucking call me. Text me. Like, call me, be me if you want to reach me type thing. I don't care what it is. Bother me. And I also don't care if it's the little things like that. Like, just something happened and you just need to talk to somebody about it, but you're not sure who to tell, so you just dump it on somebody. Just do that for me. I don't find it as being a bother. I just see it as being your friend and being a person in your life that you can just talk to. And even if it is a big thing, I would always want my friends to know that no matter what's happening, you can lean on me. You can depend on me. I'm going to be there for you no matter what it is. And I just love that about friendships. And I also love when you can have family members that also feel can fit into the friendship column. Like, some of my cousins are easily some of my best friends. I would almost argue that they're my first best friends, because I just enjoy their company. I enjoy talking to them. I enjoy just everything about them, because they're just fucking kick-ass people. I mean, you guys have seen how much I can talk to my cousin Amanda. That was almost a 2-hour long episode. But that was also mainly because that was the first time we really got the opportunity to like just sit down and talk since I moved. I think it was just really nice to hang out and chat with her and just be with my cousin. It's already amazing when you can find people out in the wild, out in the world, and meet them and be like, you know what? Like, you're my best friend, or like you're someone who's going to be important to me. I think that's awesome. I think that's one of the most amazing things to have happen to us. And then to also have it where people that you are related to, that you didn't get to pick, are also amazing people that you want to hang out with and spend time with and know what's happening in their life. And you're also related to them. Like, that's also fucking kick-ass. And sometimes, you know, what we need. But friendships are important. And I think it's also important to always remind your friends that you're there for them, no matter what it is. It's important to be there for somebody, but it's also equally important to have somebody that you need to be there for you. But opening up to people is terrifying, because you're basically giving them ammunition against you, which fucking sucks. But then it's also just trusting that you're picking a good person, to where even though they have a loaded gun, they would never pull a trigger type thing, which can be scary, because yeah, you think you've picked this amazing person that wouldn't do that to you, and then sometimes they still end up doing it, and it sucks, and it fucking hurts, and it's not a good feeling to have, to where you're like, my judgment was shit. But it's something to learn from, and it's something to be like, okay, I'm not going to make that mistake again. But I think a lot of people just, instead of not doing that for like that type of person, or like, you notice different things that ended up happening throughout your time together, and like, okay, like this is kind of where this went one way, and instead of it went left instead of right type of situation, and learning from that. Most people just put up more walls, and they just shut down, and they, make it hard not only for someone to get in, but also for them to get out, which I think a lot of people default to, where like I also myself would fall under this category, where like, for instance, I don't like fireworks, period. I don't fucking like them. I don't like them off. I don't like watching them. There's nothing about a firework that I'm fucking interested in. I fucking hate fireworks. And the reason why I hate fireworks is because when I was in elementary school, 4th grade maybe, I don't know, maybe less, we were lighting off fireworks, and I had like those little black cats where like you just hold them in your hand, and then you, right as you light them, you throw them. Super small little things. Well, one of them, the fuse had shorted out or something, or it was a really short fuse, and I ended up letting it go, but it popped and exploded about like an inch or 2, maybe 3 inches away from my finger. And my fingers, and it fucking hurt, and I'm very thankful that I didn't lose any of them. But ever since then, I will not light off a firework. Nope, I'm good. Like, my fingers are tingling right now just thinking about that memory. I don't fucking light off fireworks. Well, then, a couple 4th of Julys later, when I'm an adult, I was definitely, I think I was over 18. So when I was an adult, I was watching the fireworks that were getting lit up or lit off. And another firework from somebody, a different yard, malfunctioned and ended up right next to us and exploded a couple feet from me. So now I don't fuck with fireworks, period. I don't go around them. I'm not interested in them. My first 4th of July with my husband, he loves fireworks. He loves 4th of July. He was on the balcony watching them all go off. He was like, babe, come on, like just look at the window. And I was like, I'm good. I don't need to look at the fireworks. And we ended up talking to my dad. He was like, yeah, I'm trying to get your daughter over her fear of fireworks. And my dad goes, good luck with that. That's not fucking happening. It's not that I have a fear of fireworks. I just don't like fireworks. I'm not interested in them. I don't find them amusing. I don't see the joy in anything involving a fucking firework. I just don't like them. I have reason not to like them, but it's not a fear. I just don't fuck with them. So I can see where when you get hurt from something once or multiple times, it's easier just to put up that wall and be like, nope, I'm not fucking with it. I'm not lighting off fireworks anymore. Nope, we're good. And then when something else happens, I'm not even going fucking around fireworks anymore. And it just keeps adding. So like the more things that end up hurting you, you end up just adding more and more walls. And when you put up walls, it's hard to get over them and it's hard to knock them down. But everybody has them. Some have as like the Great Walls of China. Some have to where it's just dam after dam after dam, like the old, I think, what was it? Roman cities? Or, I don't know. I'm not that good with history. But they're all different. They all look different. They all have different weak spots. But it's important to sometimes allow other people to knock them down. And it's also completely okay for you to also knock them down. I just think it's important to choose the right people. But when you find the people that you're like, okay, like this is actually worth it, it is. It truly is. Like, my girlfriend, she is easily like top 2 of people that I can be completely myself with in every aspect of that word and be met with nothing but acceptance. And the same thing can be said for her when it comes to me. And although the people that I've met and formed my own friendships with over the last, let's say decade, I can be myself around them a lot, but it's not like 100% like my girlfriend. But a lot of the friendships that I've made, they're pretty big numbers. I love that like I can have time with them and I can, feel more of myself coming out with them, and I get more comfortable with them and I trust them more and I just talk to them. I'm glad that I'm getting that kind of feeling a lot more often with the people that I talk to. Even like the people that I work with, like my new coworkers. Yeah, I may be like the new kid on the block, but I'm enjoying the time that we get to spend at work and I'm just getting to know them. But I'm trying to be better about just being myself from the get-go, especially with, like I talked about in, I think, episode 10, Who Are You Now? Where when I moved, I was like, okay, this is really an opportunity for me to just be myself and be the person that I want to be without having any preconceived notions or pressure from myself or, any other like outside influences. Just be you from the get-go and see what happens. So I've been doing better about just being me when I first meet somebody, even if it's just like 15 or 20%. I'm still just always starting out like, okay, this is how I'm going to show up. This is how, this is the person that I want to be. I'm excited to see where it all goes. It's been a nice change of pace, and it's been nice to have somewhere to be and to talk to people. But I'll keep you updated. We'll see what else this job leads to. But as of right now, I'd say we're doing pretty good. And if you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like or rate the episode. You can also follow and subscribe to the podcast. You can also follow the podcast on social media at Bitch Pet Podcast, all one word with an I. If you want to support the podcast in absolutely any way, I do have a Patreon link down below. And let me know your way of making friends or your favorite types of ways to make friends. Or if you like making friends at all and you're like me where you don't enjoy talking to new people and you have to do that in order to make friends. So comment, message me, let me know. As always, all the negative voices in your head, bitch bet, and I will talk to you guys next month. See ya.